Hey, good evening, everybody. It's me, Jermaine, here, and welcome back to the podcast. You know, guys, it's been a really good week, actually, and there have been two incredible events that have made me start thinking about the importance of making really slow, quiet progress. And not just making that slow, quiet progress, but also being very clear with ourselves about why we do things in a very discreet, considerate manner, I suppose, is maybe the way I think about it. And, you know, just to share those two moments with you, and you may have similar moments in your life as well. And it's just how it then helps us learn this bigger lesson. And for me, it's about the importance of this considerate, slow, quiet progress. So, you know, the first was I was having a mentoring session. So I was actually getting mentored at this point by a friend and a colleague who I like incredibly, have great respect for. We're very similar in some respects, and we thought we'd give the whole mentoring relationship a chance. He's a more senior individual in the organisation I work for, and we thought we'd give this a chance. Through the course of our session, it was a really good session. He had touched upon the fact that we've got a podcast, and you know, myself and Leanne tend to put Avoiding Broke out there. It tends to be something that we're passionate about. And he commented on the fact that we used to do a lot more together, and now it tends to be either one of us. You know, and he said he still thought it was a great thing that we're trying to do, but there was just something about the fact that the two of us used to turn up, and of course we feed a lot of each other's energy as we have done for so many years. You know, and it was a really great observation for me to kind of absorb. Firstly, and in kind of a funny way, it was great to know this person I like and respect so much thought highly of something that we're quite passionate about. And I didn't actually know that he was really even aware that Avoiding Broke existed. The second is that interesting reflection on why it tends to be either myself or Leanne who does the pod. You know, what is that reflecting in our personal lives? Well, the reality is the job and the commitment of being the parents that we try to be is really an all-in type of commitment. And what we used to do, because you remember, you know, we started everything when Theo was so young and used to take his naps during the day. But now he doesn't nap. He's all action, he's all energy. And it's the best thing in the world, and we're both enjoying so much having this incredible blessing. But what it means is that when we do a pod earlier in the day, well, Theo's completely awake, active and engaged. And so we made a choice as parents to say, we always want to make sure somebody is there to help feed and channel that energy. You know, we didn't just want to kind of put him in front of a device as much as we could avoid it. We wanted to have that high level of presence. What it's then meant, of course, is we get to those moments where if we pod earlier, it's usually just one of us, or sometimes like today, we might be podding a bit later. And of course, it's just one of us again. And you get that really funny balance. And it's something that we feel great about because we do it for all the right reasons. But also the fact that we would love just to do so much more together. And we're still trying to figure that out. You know, and that really hit home the more I've been thinking about it this kind of past week. Because even for us to get the time to talk to you, to engage with you as a collective, it's going to take some real progress. You know, it takes progress in terms of how we evolve as parents, progress in terms of how we evolve as individuals, and progress in how we manage our time and so many other things. And it's there to be done. We're really keen on doing it. But it's just seemingly small. One trigger from a friend, a colleague, and a mentor, but it creates so many different thoughts. And it got me thinking about the importance of making that slow, quiet progress, just to getting to that point where we are living true to the model that we wanted, which was always myself and Leanne together, sharing ourselves and our experience with you. You know, the second's another really interesting one for me, which is my nephew. Really great kid, and I can't call him a kid anymore, but he's a really great kid, had helped me with a car problem that I was having today. And in helping me, he had said something about some of the financial decisions, investments, things that we've created, and said it in a joking way. There was another party present. He said it in a joking way, but I remember at the time thinking, just be quiet about the business. Just be quiet about the different things that we're doing. Be quiet about the details. You know, if you want to talk to me and ask me about something, then you can do. But don't share everything just so openly, you know. And especially don't, you know, not to broadcast one's business. And it sounds a small point, and you know, I wasn't annoyed, but it was just something in the back of the mind. So I called him not too long ago. We speak fairly often anyway, but I called him just to thank him for that help, and said to him, look, I want to give you some advice. I said, look, you're getting older now, so the advice I give you needs to be a little bit different, because you know, it's not the young child advice anymore. It's helping you to grow into you're a young man now. It's helping you to grow on your path. And I gave him some advice about the importance of making that slow, quiet progress. And I used the example of our exchange and said, I'm happy with banter, happy if you want to ask me a question, but don't broadcast so freely. You know, just be mindful, because it's my business as much as anything else. So it's showing respect for my business, also respect for yourself, because when you are making your moves, when you are making your decisions, people don't see all of the hardships, the sacrifice, the doubt. They don't see all of that. They sometimes may just see the outcome, but you see and you feel it. And so in doing that, you've got to sometimes just underplay your hand. Don't be afraid to say nothing, you know, and especially show that consideration for other people and their engagements, because that's really important, and you want to show that level of respect. Now, he's a great guy, and he understood fully where we were coming from, and you know, I gave him the chance to ask any questions, and we spoke a bit and about, you know, how he can get the best out of me, and if he wants support and if he wants to ask questions, I'm always here for him. And of course, that's always the case, you know, and he knows that without any shadow of a doubt. But it was just that it almost felt like a reinforcing of the point from earlier in the week, which is no matter who you are and what you're doing and where you are, there is a really slow, quiet progress and commitment that we can all show in whatever walk of life. And it's the commitment that it hides the doubt, it hides the grind, it hides the tears, it hides the frustrations, the arguments, it hides the difficulties, the challenge, the other opportunities, the trade-offs. It hides all of it. But you still can just stay on that path and keep trying to make that slow, quiet progress. And it doesn't really matter what it's for. You know, in the future, I know that Len and I will get back to that point where we've got that balance, and we're the parents that we want to be, as well as the couple that can still turn up in the way that we'd always hoped we would build this commitment together. We will be able to do both of those things, and that'll be great. You know, and for now, we're just figuring out how. Similarly, you know, my young nephew will be able to have a thought and that clarity about the slow, quiet progress that me as his uncle has made. And he may then take that lesson and think for himself about what path he may want to go down. And you'll have different tools now to help follow that path, including a greater appreciation for that discretion, privacy, respect of other people's situations, and the importance of not necessarily always broadcasting what you do, but sometimes just getting your head down and doing it, you know? So slow, quiet progress in the face of any challenges, I think, is really what today's all about. It's an important reflection. Hopefully you're going to take great value from it as well, because I know that a lot of people are really grinding to try to make that slow, quiet progress. My heart goes out to everybody. Wish you the best of luck, and cannot wait to continue with you on this journey, because I think everything that we're trying to build here is really, really what we need to kind of keep making that forward progression. And I just hope everybody's having a great time doing it. All right, guys, I'm going to speak to you soon. I'm going to speak to Leanne and try to make sure we continue our progress and we get back together as Team Monkey and Bear. and we get back together and we can absolutely come and join you next time. All right, guys, have a great week ahead, and I'll speak to you soon. Take care. Bye.